Welcome to the Red Room. I'm your host, Reds. This space is for growth, healing, discipline, self awareness, and becoming the best version of yourself. And today, I want to talk about something that most people avoid hearing. Nobody is coming to save you. Let me say this again. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your friends, not your relationship, not money, not validation from social media, not even motivation. At some point in life, every person reaches a moment where they realize they have to save themselves. And that realization can feel so lonely at first because a lot of us grow up thinking that one day everything will magically come together, but that's not the case. We spend time healing, or we think that we're healing, or we want healing to happen automatically. We think confidence will just appear. We think success will arrive when the timing is right. But life doesn't work like that. Healing is a decision, growth is a decision. Becoming stronger mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that's a decision you have to make every single day of your life. And the truth is, most people stay stuck because they wait for outside circumstances to change before they decide to change themselves. They wait for the perfect relationship, the perfect opportunity, the perfect mood, and the perfect moment. Meanwhile, years are going by so fast. A lot of people are physically alive, but mentally exhausted, emotionally disconnected, spiritually drained. And social media makes it worse. Everybody looks happy online. Everybody looks successful. Everybody looks loved. But that's all a facade. But behind closed doors, when no one is looking, so many people are struggling silently. People are fighting anxiety, depression, loneliness, insecurity, and trauma, and the list goes on. And instead of healing, they distract themselves. More scrolling, more validation, more temporary pleasure. But temporary distractions never, and I say never, heal permanent wounds from within. Real healing requires honesty within yourself. You have to sit with yourself long enough to ask these questions. Who am I really? What am I avoiding? What pain am I running from? And that's uncomfortable because growth is uncomfortable. Accountability is uncomfortable. Changing your habits is uncomfortable. But staying the same is painful too. At some point, you have to decide which pain is worth living with, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. One thing I've learned in this life is that your environment matters. I'm going to say this again to my audience. Your environment matters. The people around you matters. And you wonder, why am I asking this or telling you this? If you are consistently around negativity, drama filled individuals who only bring toxicity, they have no ambition, people who gossip all day, people who normalize laziness, eventually that energy will start to shift into your spirit and affect you. That's why protecting your peace is important. Sometimes elevation requires isolation. Sometimes you have to step away from people to reconnect with yourself and your values. And no, that doesn't make you selfish, even though people around you will say that you're selfish. No, you're not. It makes you intentional. You cannot heal in environments that keep reopening your wounds and that serve no purpose to your existence. And another thing people don't like to talk about enough is self respect. A lot of people say they want better lives, but they tolerate things that destroy them. They tolerate disrespect, bad habits, negative thinking, and low standards. But your life changes when your standards change. When you finally decide, I deserve peace, I deserve growth, I deserve discipline, and I deserve purpose. Let's repeat that again. I deserve peace. I deserve growth. I deserve discipline. And I deserve purpose. Everything begins shifting after that. Not overnight, but slowly. Healing is not linear. Some days you feel strong, some days you feel broken again. That's normal. It's what you call the cycle of life. The goal isn't perfection, the goal is progress, becoming 1% better every day. And I want people listening to understand this. Your past does not disqualify you from becoming great. Your mistakes don't define your future. Your trauma is not your identity. You can rebuild yourself. You can reinvent yourself. You can become stronger than the version of you that almost gave up. But it starts with honesty. It starts with discipline. It starts with taking responsibility for the life you created, even when it's unfair, even when it's hard, even when no one understands your journey. Because at the end of the day, the strongest people are not the people who never suffered. They are the people who suffered and still chose growth, still chose healing, still chose to keep going. That's the real strength. And if nobody told you today, you are capable of becoming everything you've been searching for. But you have to commit to yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. This generation needs more self awareness, more discipline, more healing, and more purpose. And that's what Red Room is about: real conversations, real growth, real elevation. Thank you for listening. And remember, your next level begins the moment you stop waiting to be saved. And if this message resonated with you, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.